As generation passed, humanity grew and spread across the earth, but the human body, too remarkable, was also fragile. Illnesses, accident, and challenges of nature took their toll. People fell ill, were injured, and faced dangers that even the most careful among them could not always avoid. Even also angels, who tried to watch over them, struggled to help everyone in need. It became clear that humanity needed its own healers. The best among them were chosen, those with selflessness, resilience, and tireless dedication. They were gifted with bright minds, compassionate hearts, and skilled hands. They wore white to symbolize their mission as guardians of life and health. Their purpose was to care for others and to bring healing wherever it's needed. And so, the Lord created doctors. Hello everyone, and welcome to Lify Healthy Conversation podcast series. Hello, welcome to the Lify Healthy Conversation podcast episode series. And today we will explore what motivates young people to become doctors, nurses, to become a part of the medical world. And I'm pleased today to welcome our guest, 50-year medical student, Shai Zell. Shai, hello.
Hi Vadim, nice to meet you. Thank you for having me.
I'm happy to see you here, and you are the youngest our podcast guest.
Thanks for that.
Yeah. So what's about your motivation? It's like in that preach, you want to wear white coat, and doctors are like angels.
Well, to be honest, I do like to wear white, and I actually wear white today, but I don't perceive myself as an angel. I feel flattered by what you are saying. And if you would ask the same question 10 years ago when I graduated high school, I wouldn't even imagine to be in a part of medical studies and to be the future doctor. When I graduated high school, I started my army service and I was an officer. So during this service, I got a designated point that will lead me eventually to engineering studies and finding a different pathway for medicine. But before the army, I was volunteering in ambulance services in intensive care units. So I was helping people when they most needed, so in emergency situations like car accidents. And I felt this good thing with giving the help. It felt like it's my mission. And in the turning point in my army service, I decided that I would like to pursue this mission again. I would like to get the opportunity to help some other people in need. And that's what led me for today to be, after 5 years of already studying medicine and feeling that this will be the target point for me. I will be a doctor and I will help those in need.
Thank you. That's a very noble mission. And but there is a lot of stress, a lot of difficult situations. Knowledges are not standardized. Why you didn't choose less stressed and with the bigger financial awards industries like IT or businesses? You know, it's easier path.
That's right.
Anyway.
That's right. It's easier path, probably better finance profit that can come out of it from less years of practice. But for me personally, I feel this need to connect with humans, with human beings that will be my patients, will be the family of this patient. Sometimes we need to deliver good news to the patient. Hey, you recovered. Sometimes we need to lead the way and explain what is needed in the treatment. Or even in bad situation, we need to deliver bad news that the loved one of these family members was not able to survive this type of surgery or the accident. We need to create these connections, and me, I perceive myself as a person of persons, human of humans, and I would like to serve those humans by giving them what they need. And I think this connection is what I cannot find in other fields. Of course, there are working in teams or finding your managers in work, but not in this way, not in this delivering of help.
All right. Thank you for your answer. I really like that you're always pointing out connection, and I guess communication, connection, what makes people successful, even no matter which industry. But I know you are very talented and bright-minded. You already acquired at fourth year of your study, please correct me if I'm wrong, American medical license. And you also showed a good example how you can combine medical and IT industry working in Lify as a chief medical officer, and you're showing great results. Please tell us what makes this happen.
That's right. So actually, it's again this engine inside me that gives me the motivation to pursue my goal, and I again see the future for myself that I would like to help other people as a doctor. And by seeing the target, I was able to gain motivation, inner motivation to myself to do this examination and extra license. I'm studying in a European university, and of course it does not require me to get and pass this examination of American license. But I decided that I would like to do so to become a better doctor, because I feel this type of examination takes me a step beyond that what every day encounters for me. And by gaining this in this early stage of fourth year of my studies, I was able to find and explore different ways that I can fulfill my dream as helping people. And luckily along the way, I found Lify as a good project that will be the tool, the instrument to deliver good to other, let's say, Lify users or patients. If I think as a doctor, those patients will acquire what they are looking for is help and guidance towards their health.
Thank you. But what's the difference in systems like healthcare systems, education part between US and Europe, for example, how students should perceive those two schools?
Yeah, those two schools might be different from, I feel the European side is more romantic towards the history of medicine, towards how the doctor was perceived by the patient and how the doctor's community were interacting between each other. And the American one is more of a classical, traditional that gives and delivers. And I see it in, let's say, in different type of examination. In the European, I saw some type of examination that asks you about traditions, or to feel how you will manage the situation. In the American examination, I was able to take a part and finding the way that I have a case, I have a story, and now I need to deliver a result. I need to deliver what's the diagnosis. I need to deliver what's the best next step in management. So it was different kind of feelings from those European or American feelings.
Well, to me it sounds like difference between the result, delivering the result, and also, if we are talking about the American system, but about the European, it's like about the process. So perfect process will deliver results, but instead of American system, results today, no matter what is the process.
Still, the beautiful thing with both of them is they have a mission, and the mission is to help and to give the patient what he needs, the help to become healthier, to help to maintain health, or even prevent health in preventive medicine.
Shai, could you be so kind and tell us what are the biggest challenges for medical students today?
Yes, of course. So for me, as I perceive it, there are two pathways. The first pathway is not new. It was also 20 years ago in medical school. It's information overload. Well, we understand that there is so much to know, so much to learn. There is a reason those studies are 6 or 7 years in some countries. And every day you learn something new, and every day you understand how much you don't know. And if you think about 2025, like nowadays, every day the science or scientific communities finds new information about the human body. So those medical students, the same as I do, we need to pursue always finding how to improve what we don't know, what we can find, what kind of new information we need to encounter to be a better doctor. And the other part is the hands-on experience. It's very difficult to get this experience while you are studying. And you need to eventually be the one person alone in front of the patient or patient family and be the doctor. Be with the doctor with the white coat and do this experience. And luckily for me, I was able to join several doctors in several places, different kind of departments, to be their shadow. And I think it's one of the best experiences I had, because as a shadow, I was able to look at this doctor, see how he communicates, see what kind of information he delivers and in which way. So it was very helpful to become with a better mind how I would like to be, how I would like to take example for those good doctors to be as a good doctor like them.
Thank you. For me, it seems like I really like comparing medical industry to aviation industry, and for high responsibility professions like aviation pilots. So their educational scope is to teach new pilots to take right decisions at right situations. And in medical world, it's quite same. And no matter what you know, no matter what you know and how much you know, if you don't take right decision, it's worthless. Knowledges are worthless. So that's why I really think that informational amount today is quite huge, and every of us having its own dynamic in learning something new, and also in learning how to take this right new decisions. So can you tell us please more about how new medical students are learning this aspect of this profession, because it's still a high responsibility profession?
Yes. And the universities today, at least my university, and I know many other universities, are doing things towards giving hands-on experience with reducing the risks. And as a best example, it will be a simulation that will simulate a real patient on a doll, that this doll will have all the vital signs and changes the real patient encounters will have. And the simulation is in a safe environment with the simulator guide that tells you later what was wrong or what was good. So this can give students today easy experience, what they can do easily, and how they can give this or gain this confidence. Other things will be to really get hands-on experience, to work in the departments, work together with a doctor who is already a professional in many years in the fields. Those doctors, I will say they are amazing, because they are trying to find the way. They are looking for the questions to ask you as a student that will give you the tools to be a better doctor. Some of the questions I was asked were surprising, but those surprising questions are the best because you remember them and you remember your decision. Those questions are what you will choose, this kind of medication or this kind of surgery. You choose one of them, both of them are wrong. And then this good doctor explains you why and how to do this right. So those are very good practice that I wish every medical student will gain everywhere around the world.
All right. So you're describing like ideal university. Do you think that at every world's part, all medical universities are solving this kind of problems in a way you described?
Definitely not. Definitely not.
So there is a huge inequality in medical studies across the world.
I will not call it inequality. I will call it different opportunities. And I do believe we make our own opportunities. And of course, that's an utopic wording or utopic sentence. But as a medical student, if I have the capacity or ability to believe that I'm capable, I am allowed to investigate, I'm allowed to ask questions, this is everything you need. As a medical student, I wish to every other medical student around the world to have this ability to say, whoa, I want to know why it is like that. Why this medication, this is the one we are choosing. And if you ask those questions, you gain the knowledge. If you have the knowledge, you're able to treat people.
What do you think such tools like Lify app, how they can address solving some sort of experience or problems to the medical students?
First of all, medical student is still human, and human needs tools to help them gain control. And one of the things we are doing in Lify is giving control back to the user or the patient side. And patient is not only a sick person, he's a healthy person who would like to maintain good and healthy lifestyle. So those medical students who are looking for solutions, who are looking for some guidance, can use Lify app as users, as regular users themselves. They will gain from the app what the app supports, which is maintaining healthy lifestyle, gaining control of your own health. The other side is if they are looking this in the white coat. Let's say today they will put a white coat on themselves and look on the phone, on the smartphone. How I can learn something from it? And it will be easy because the infrastructures of Lify is built as the patient they will treat is need help. So think about those circles, the circles of holistic medicine. Our patient or our new patient in the future is not only one thing that he is sick in this condition, he have this diagnosis, he needs this surgery or this medication. No, definitely not. This patient needs holistic approach of lifestyle, education, maybe some physical activity. Every movement that we are doing towards these holistic circles will give this patient better life, better outcome, and our communication or interaction, doctor to patient side, will be much better. We will not have to work that hard, let's say, to achieve health. The health will be towards the circles and with the circles.
So basically, you're telling that Lify would give a patient's experience to the doctors. So doctors would, potential doctors or already existing doctors would gain this patient experience through the Lify app, and they would understand how patient feels and what he does during his health journey, right?
At the end of the day and in the beginning of the day, we are all humans. And as humans, sometimes we are healthy, sometimes we are sick, sometimes we are somewhere in between. And by looking at the perspective from both angles, patient side, doctor side, sitting in both chairs, let's say in the clinic, you will gain the ability to look at things different way. You will gain the ability to see, this is how my patient will see my actions. This is how he will perceive my ideas or my opinion about his diagnosis. So what can be best than that?
Yeah, that's very interesting point. It's like a flying pilot in a plane. He understands everything during takeoff or landing, and sometimes treatment process is not really pleasant, and patients, people, we are afraid from certain things during this process, but this process should be executed and performed also from our side. So I think you pointed very, very good things in order to create understanding about how doctor should communicate and what at which point he needs to understand fully his patient.
Yeah, and a good educator that I met along the way, we were discussing a specific condition in medicine, and then he asked me some questions, how you will treat this patient, or what you will do, what will be your best next step. And I was choosing the most intuitive answer for me because I was thinking from the paper. I looked at the question, I looked at the case, said, this is the answer. Then he said, wait, think about the patient. Think what this answer will do to him. Let's say specifically this answer was a surgery, and then from the surgery you need a very long rehabilitation, and the process is not easy. And it can be life-changing for many. By asking me the question over again and saying, think what you will do to the patient, it helped me to understand the perspective that I need to look in every decision I will make in the future. My decision will affect a human that I would like to gain health if he needs health, or I would like this person in front of me, the patient, to enjoy our encounter and find that we have a shared goal, and the goal is our path to health.
Shai, I would like to talk about generational differences in medical education. So what can you tell us about how, for example, technologies are used by different generations, knowledges, communication, relationships, all those skills which are needed to be an efficient doctor?
One of the good things that in medicine is unlike other places, when you finish medical school, the studying only begins. it's a point in time where from pursuing those textbooks, you are opening more textbooks. From looking at one source, now you're handling with 10 sources of new information. So it's actually always learning something new every day. And it comes also with the technology. Every day there is a new tool, new instrument that you need to gain some practice with. This instrument can be something used in the last decade, last 100 years, or something that only this morning came to the hospital as a new instrument for the surgery. So with technology, it's the same as with digital health. Every doctor that is practicing nowadays always learning, always adapting. It comes from something that, a pure soul, a pure demand in the soul to learn something new. And this is what you can find in majority of doctors. Of course, it's a spectrum and there is no black and white. Actually, there is not even a gray zone. Some people are like that, some doctors are like that. And there are cases where the alter ego is playing the main role and people don't like to study anything new. But it's not much of the cases. Again, as I said, majority of them, and majority of medical professionals are thriving to learn something new, to fuel their pure soul or the inner child, the explorative child themselves, to find how can I help better or what can I know today, what new information I will find along my day.
All right, thank you for this answer. What do you think, for example, there is a young doctor just completed his university studies and he got a license, so he can start working in a big hospital, and there is, for example, head of unit who is already experienced 20 years with a lot of experience, and what kind of relationships they might hold in order to get this good knowledge transfer from oldest generation to the youngest, and what kind of communication and collaboration strategies might be applied between them.
It comes to this connection, the connection between the younger generation and the current generation. This connection demands a will to find a shared goal and a shared mission. And this mission is over there. As we understand, the mission is to help. And it comes to the mind that I'm coming in the morning to the hospital. I'm coming with the mind that I would like to learn something from the person who is, let's say, above me in the hierarchy. He is here with more years of experience. He's in this department for maybe the last 2 decades, and I just came the last month. So get into the hospital in the morning by understanding today I will listen to this professional. I will understand what new information I can gain, how he's approaching the case. There is no value other ways to that. You find this, let's say, gold in your day, and when you gain this knowledge, wow, you got to the point.
All right, thank you. And addressing to Lify app, you might know better than others that our framework has a term, goal centricity, and how could it help new and old generation for a better treatment process?
Yeah, the goal about the patient is to gain something, gain health, and together with the old generation, or let's say new generation of doctors, we are finding the goal, and also together with our patient. Let's say there is a specific diagnosis. Our goal is to get to a specific point of management or even completely cure the disease. So when we are explaining the goal, we communicate the goal out. And with Lify, we can measure how we progress towards our goal. What kind of milestones we would like to place on the way that we say, hey, we are making a good progress. So the new generation can learn from the old generation what are those milestones, what is the main goal of management in this diagnosis. To take them and transmit them into digital tool like Lify, communicate this out to the patient. Look what a beautiful circle we created. We learn from the old generation the milestone and goals. We deliver them to the patient. We communicated them outside to this triangle. And by this, we have a point, we have an arrow towards our mission.
At this point, to me, comes one saying from one Canadian therapist that the medicine is a science of uncertainty, when you need to bring a structure for this uncertainty, and the art of possibilities. So actually what you're saying, it's art of placing milestones, personalized milestones, taking on account capability of particular person, even economical capabilities, physical capabilities, and others also. Would be something what young generation might take over from the older, because milestone strategy, how to apply at which point, it's you can gain by experience, not by theoretical knowledges. Am I right?
Yes, definitely you are right. Think about this. Let's remove the medical terms. If we have a habit or we have a task in our life, the moment we are breaking it to something small, let's say I have a big task that I want to achieve. I want to run a marathon, but today I cannot run more than 10 kilometers or maybe more than 5, or even I cannot run at all. I need to break it into points. Today I will run this mile. Later I will run even longer distance. So I broke those into small tasks, small missions. In this way, I will reach every milestone on a step. I will make a progress. At the end, I will reach to my goal. So if we are taking this to Lify, again, we have a goal: management of disease, management of condition. This is a big part. We need to break it into milestones, as we mentioned before. Break into milestones give the ability to achieve. By achieving, we are making progress. So it's actually the tool to allow such progress and to allow such management of different kind of diseases, chronic diseases, acute conditions, or even just the general maintenance of health or preventive of health.
Shai, let's discuss about future challenges. What do you think? What kind of future challenges doctors will face in the modern medicine?
Yeah, so actually we can already see some of those challenges nowadays, which is the highly educated patient, or the patient who goes to consult with Dr. Google before he consults with the real doctor, the family doctor, or general practitioner. This creates some problems with expectations of the encounter and the relationship between the patient and the doctor inside the office. Because the patient can go and search on Dr. Google the answers, or what he needs to get, which kind of medication or which kind of treatment, or maybe he needs an MRI. This is what Dr. Google says, but then he meets the real doctor and there is difference. He receives only minor treatment compared to what he expected, or receives only one pill compared to the 10 medication list he saw on Google. So of course, this information is beautiful, this information is necessary. It is amazing that nowadays we can go search online and educate ourselves. But this expectation is only getting higher because the amount of information is increasing online, and the amount of confusion to the patient side and also to the doctor side is increasing. So this is something on the rise, and we need to find solutions. Solutions of education, solutions to see a shared pathway or shared perspective towards the same condition. Maybe other thing is all the AI revolution we are seeing now. AI tools and chatbots are in the use of almost every person nowadays who have a connection to the internet. This is a revolution, an amazing one. This AI revolution, I will not say, as many people can say, replace the doctor position, because there is no other replacement to this human connection. As we mentioned before in our conversation, this human-to-human contact, the human conversation with delivering good or bad news is irreplaceable by AI chatbot. And it will not be the AI chatbot that will replace the doctor. It will be the doctor who knows how to use AI chatbot and how to use AI tools that will replace the doctor who is not using them. This will be the one who will win this mission, who will win the goals we are placing in our future. It is the doctor that is able to tunnel or funnel his abilities towards the patient benefits.
But in that case, my question will be following. Do you have already in your studies, in your medical studies, studies about how to use AI in your studies or medical practice? Do you have such subjects already there?
Unfortunately not. And actually, now that you're mentioning it, maybe one day when I will be in the position to teach, this will be the course that I will be standing in on the top. Because I think that the moment you learn how to teach those models, how to teach the AI bot to help you, you gain benefits. And those benefits are more accurate, with relevant information, which is personalized to you and what you are looking for. And well, this is let's say it's a skill. And nowadays it's a skill. You will not get something from AI without teaching the machine what you need. So maybe one day I will be there.
That's very valuable insights. Thank you, Shai. But in general, this misalignment is there between the practice, education, and the real world. So we can observe that technologies which has not arrived to the medical practices, they are still tested, validated, but some of doctors, they already using them in the practice, even without having a proper education on that. So you pointed out very good subject that universities in general should think about this modern education aspects in bringing how to use these new technologies. But going forward, about the future challenges, so we mentioned only technological challenges. Maybe there are even more challenges. What do you think?
There is nothing specific I can point at except this difference in expectations, because it's not only the patient that goes to Dr. Google, it's the different generation of doctors that will be there. And think young people like me that will be doctor one day will treat people who are older than them, and it's not new, right? Even nowadays, doctors are treating people who are older than by 20, 30 years, even maybe more. So this difference in communication, this is a gap that should be managed. And it can be managed only by hands-on practice and looking. Let's say I will go now to the hospital, I will take a look at a professional doctor, how he communicates with the older generation, how he comes and approach with manners, with the right words to the patient who is older than him, by explaining the right way, explaining what is the goal, what we need to do today. This is something we will see, definitely.
Thank you. What about other aspects like workload? Because workload for every doctor is increasing insanely every year, and as we know, there's every fourth person of 10 having chronic conditions today. Diabetes becomes younger, oncology becomes younger, cardiovascular pandemics is growing, and in the end of the day, we have more and more bigger numbers of the patients which are already in conditions which are pretty heavy, or at least are getting to some real health issues. What do you think about this workload in general for the future doctors? How to solve this one?
I would like to use the stage we are having here with the conversation by saying to every person who will listen to us, the health or your personal health belongs to you. The responsibility is upon each one of us. I'm responsible for my own health, you're responsible for your own health, and so on. I think we can take example again from Lify agenda. The patient, the user, the human takes responsibility towards own health. And this is what will bring the solution to this overload that is just increasing, as we mentioned. Chronic disease overload is just an increase. And we understand this comes the opportunity to take the hands and say, I will help myself. I will maintain myself, or I will do everything that I can to prevent the future disease, the future outcome of my habits. So let's take it as a mission to us all and see the future as a shared goal that we are taking control.
All right. We discussed a lot of topics. Thank you for your answers. But I have a very personal question. So you're studying medicine, you will become a doctor very soon. And but when you are personally getting sick or having some health issues, you treat yourself based on your knowledges, or you're going to some doctor? How do you sort these issues?
Well, I will definitely be honest. Now that I gained enough knowledge, let's say, minimal knowledge. I will be very careful because maybe other professionals that will listen to us will say, you're just in the 5th year, not enough knowledge to treat yourself. But in the times that I understand what I have or what I might carrying with me, definitely I'm taking responsibility to my own health and doing what I can, even if it's with some basic over-the-counter medication or some activity that I can do to change what I'm feeling. It's a bit risky, but at the moment I feel good with my own body and my own health. There are some cases that I need help from professional because I cannot do it myself. Let's say if it's in dentistry, definitely I don't like to treat myself because I don't have the ability. So it comes to both directions. Let's be honest.
Thank you for watching Lify Healthy Conversation podcast, and see you in the next episode.